My name is Liam, Junior Baseball Fanatic 12, and join me as I travel across this vast card community interviewing some of the most influential and interesting names in the hobby on today's episode of In the Dugout with Liam.
Everybody, welcome on into the Dugout. I'm your host, Liam, Junior Baseball Fanatic 12, and today we are here with a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
My name is Bob Solito. I live in Punta Gorda, Florida, for 40 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And I've been fortunate enough to see a little bit of your collection, and I am just in awe with all the different stuff you have here. So I guess just to start it off, what got you into collecting and get you into this hobby?
Well, I gotta say, what started me collecting was I used to play marbles a lot. From playing marbles at 5, I got into baseball cards. And I started collecting since I was 5. And it's probably one of the best things I ever did. I probably have 1 million cards, but they're all different. And I have my father's uniform, my uniform, and well, I left his uniforms home, and my other son's uniforms home. But I know you wanted to see the old ones. But
you want to show them all?
And I have pictures. Marie, where are the pictures? This is my uniform.
Wow.
No, this is my father's. One of his uniforms. And
I can do other stuff with you because it's in very little writing. I do have it bigger. So what I went through was
sorry, I've taken
through.
Oh, that's fine.
2 sheets on each side.
These are other uniforms that he used when he was a kid. I think he was 16 here.
If it was under $10 in value,
and
that section there.
He was so fast. He was a pitcher. He was so fast that my cousin's father used to catch him, and he used to wear a glove. His hand was swollen so much it was unbelievable. And when they knew he was pitching, they didn't want to play because they were scared if he ever hit him like today.
Yeah.
But these are some of the pictures that I found. I went nuts looking for them, but I finally found them. And he worked for the telephone company 50 years. So that's him up on a pole.
But then show the camera?
Yeah, sure.
Is the net
Help yourself.
positive or negative on its current value plus the gradient?
And this is,
So, for example,
this is, what is this one, the Outlaws?
jacket is probably 9 to 10,000.
No, this is his.
If it comes
This
back
is his
to
other
4,
uniform.
it would be worth 14.
This is,
I think
no, this is mine.
possibly at 4.5.
This is my uniform
But I've basically gone
that I played with in the parade grounds in Brooklyn.
95.
Joe Torre and Sandy Koufax.
That is
Great team. Great team. Great friends. Unbelievable. And I met Sandy again at the Texas Ranger Stadium in Port Charlotte. And I got his magazine that had come out years ago. And he had signed it for me in a parking lot. And a couple of baseballs and stuff like that. And when we got together, he didn't recognize me right away until we started talking about Little League and stuff. Then right away he got excited about, seeing people I remember. There wasn't that many people, but it was a lot of fun.
Sandy Koufax is one of my favorite players of all time.
You're kidding, yeah?
Yeah.
This is Jackie Robinson's bat that my father gave me, that he got supposedly was Jackie Robinson in 1947. He was sitting next to the dugout, and Jackie Robinson had just come up, and he was in a batting cage. When he finished batting, he came over to where the dugout was, and the batting box where they slid the bats in. Now today they just stand them up, but in those days you slid them in. And he asked Jackie, was he done with the bat? And Jackie said, sure, here. So he gave him the bat. How true it is, I don't know. That's how I got the bat. And the Stan Musial bat too. I had Stan Musial sign it at a baseball card show. And a friend of mine had that signed. But my prize bat is the J.T. Myers.
Now, before we continue, a brief talk about the Chief Myers bat.
This is a bat my father gave me. It belongs to J.T. Myers, a New York Giant catcher from 1913 to 1917. And the hash marks, the Carlisle Indians used to put hash marks when they would hit a home run. And in those days, these 3 hash marks were verified that he hit 3 home runs that year. And that's why they put the hash marks there. And it also, it's got a beautiful engraving stamped on the knob of the bat from Spalding. And it's in very good condition.
It is.
And the Jackie Robinson.
Jackie, the Brooklyn Dodgers are my all-time favorite team, especially from the 50s.
Oh,
50s,
yeah, well, the
Brooklyn,
50s.
It was just an incredible
Nothing
team.
like Brooklyn.
We
Nothing like Brooklyn.
just showed these off.
All the family.
So, by rule, yes, there is someone checking every card and double checking every grade. By rule.
The Jackie Robinson bat. That was a great story, by the way.
Yeah, and that's in those days, that's
1.4 million cards on
the signatures, how they put them on the back from the company. And he was a very good friend of my principal in school. And every once in a while he would come and speak to the kids at the auditorium, you know, for about a half hour, and you know, good luck and all that stuff, you know. But very, very, very good friend of ours. And Gil Hodges was a him and his wife lived around the corner from my aunt's store. And she said to me, go outside and say hello to Mr. Hodges. So he had the car parked in front of the store. His hands were like tremendous, but the nicest guy you want to meet. And we used to bowl in his bowling alley, Gil Hodges Lanes in Brooklyn. But it was a lot of, you know, in those days, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. When these cards here, I used to have 15,000 of these. Now the only cards I collected in those days were Brooklyn and Yankees. I didn't collect none of the Giants because I didn't know anybody from the Giants. It was the Yankees and the Dodgers. Then what I did was,
this card had this dent in it.
Then what I did was,
Very visible.
when you would
in every single scan on the planet, it is very
collect these, you collected the big ones for a penny. You slid the penny in the machine, you slid the card out, and the card would come out, and it's about that, they were about that big. Had 15,000 of them.
It's there. That's every scan.
My mother sells the house.
It's not hidden. We knew this when we said
My wife was there. My mother sells the house, and her 5 brothers come over to clean out the garage. The cards disappear.
This person isn't going to be selling that car.
And that was from my father,
So bad.
5 uncles. So one of them 5 brothers took these cards. Still haven't found out who did it. But from then on, I just still started collecting on my own. Stuff like that. You know. But it's a wonderful hobby that they don't do enough of for the kids. And they should. Like the 13th, I think they got a baseball card show in Port Charlotte. I think I'll go to it on Sunday just to walk around and see what they got and stuff like that. I can't buy any more stuff because I got so much stuff that I want to get rid of. So we met these very nice people have been helping us. So whatever happens, happens. You know, the baseballs I got about 300. And they're all new. One or two of them might be used. But Nolan Ryan, my uncle, his name was Al Pasquarella. He was the batting fella that would drive the batting relief pitchers in when they were going to pitch. And he would make the batter's boxes. Then he'd take the cart and go and sit in the bullpen. And him and Joe Pignatano used to grow tomatoes. And Ralph Kiner used to advertise it on television. And you'd see him over the fence, raking and planting the tomatoes. But the biggest thing was, when me and my wife and my son used to go there, he used to tell us in the 5th, 6th inning, come back in the bullpen and I'll introduce you to some of the players. So when we did that, the first time we did that, Nolan Ryan, Gentry, Seaver, Matlack, all the greatest pitchers, all that were on the Mets.
Unbelievable.
And he would give me baseballs. And do you think I would get any of these baseballs signed? Not one. Not one that I have signed. Till Nolan Ryan was pitching for the Texas Rangers in Port Charlotte. And my uncle told me, when you go up there, and he signs autographs, tell him I said hello. So me, Marie, and my son, Anthony came. We went to get online and we bought a couple of baseballs. And when we got up to him, I said to him, no, my uncle from Shea Stadium wanted me to say hello to you. He's the relief. He used to drive you in to pitch. So he said, you mean Al Pasquarella? I said, yeah, he's my uncle. So we stopped the line and we just started talking about the family, his wife, my uncle's wife, and he signed everything for me. I had 2 balls, Marie had 2 balls, he had 2 balls. So we got 6 or 8 balls signed all at once. And when I told him how many times I saw him at Shea Stadium, he couldn't believe it. But that's, you know, that's part of my life, you know, but it's, you know, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a lot of, I hope you enjoy it, you know. Just keep at it, you know.
This is baseball. It's my favorite thing. I umpire baseball.
Oh, good.
I work here sometimes, and I run, of course, my podcast.
Good.
Everything. It's such a fun hobby, such a fun sport.
Good. I've seen, which is very impressive, is all the kids that I see coming in, and they go through all of, you know, some of the boxes that they enjoy. The double boxes where they have 2 rows in them. I gotta have at least 100 boxes of them just loaded with baseball cards. Or the football, baseball. Oh, mainly baseball. But, you know, you can only buy what you can buy. You know, I usually buy 5 cards. And if one of them becomes popular, well, I'll sell one and keep 4. Because I know they're going to be popular when they down the road, you know. But it's a lot of fun. I was a shoemaker for 25 years, and a fella came in with a suitcase.
I went down every single one.
And I was talking. I forgot his name. John. And how much more you want me to talk?
Keep going.
And a guy came in and he says, "Are you Bobby Shoes?" So I says, "Yeah." I said, "Can I help you?" So he puts the suitcase on the counter. And he said, "I want you to have this because I know you'll take care of it." So he opens it up and it's filled with baseball cards. Just filled. I didn't, so I wanted to pay him. Like, let me give you some money or something. He says, "No," he says, "you keep them, you'll take care of it." So when I got home, I went through them. I found 15 rookie Henderson rookie cards. Which one? And I thought they were mint till Jonathan looked at them, and he points out the different markings that you only see through magnifying glass, you know, stuff like that. But you know, you know, he knows all this stuff, you know.
And those are hard because they're pretty old, so of course they're not going to come back like the highest grades possible, but they're still great cards to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, hardly bought any. Mainly friends of mine gave them to me. Here's a box.
Yeah.
You take this, use this. You know, you'll take care of them. And I've honestly did. You know, a guy gave me his whole scrapbook full of, in my day, they used to have the News or the Post or the Mirror have a baseball player on the cover. So you would take the cover and save the picture. And he'd put them in his scrapbook. So he gave me 2 or 3 scrapbooks full of all these autographs and stuff like that.
That is incredible.
Oh, it really is what you have and everything. And I got 3 beer trays of Gil Hodges. They're all the same. And each one of my friends that own bars gave me their tray. And they're brand new. And I got them over the wall, one right after another. Like I put 3 of them in that spot up there. Because he was like a good friend of mine.
Right.
And we used to bowl down his bowling alley. But it was in Brooklyn, then you were close.
Right.
You know, everybody knew everybody until we went to Plantation on 41, and they were having the pro celebrity tournament. Bob Feller was there, Pee Wee Reese, all these Ray Nitschke football players and stuff like that. You started to follow them around, and we would bring baseballs, bats, and stuff. I got a Brooklyn Dodger jacket where Pee Wee Reese signed it and autographed it and stuff like that. You got to find out where these places are.
Yeah, that is incredible. Pee Wee and Bob Feller are some of my favorites.
Yeah. And then I took quite a few pictures, and some of them I would bring back the next year. They would sign them for me and everything. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. You know, like I said, I just hope that the baseball channel shows you a baseball show I think it's a half hour or an hour of baseball cards, talking to baseball players about their collection and how good that really makes you feel that they're bringing the players into it with their kids and stuff like that, you know. So it's I'm very impressed with the baseball channel now that they're doing that now. You know?
It's one of your things you like.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to see. I love to see how players interact with cards of them or their teammates, and I just love to see.
Exactly, and it's good. You make such good relations with the kids, and you know that they get interested in it. You know, more and more, little by little, and if they can afford it, that's one of the big things. But he has a beautiful collection over here.
Yeah.
That's magnificent, you know. And I see the kids walking around going through box after box.
Yep.
It's fantastic, you know.
One thing I wish more kids would get into is some of like the history of baseball, or what we call vintage cards. Like all of this stuff is just something incredible to me, because I love the game.
Right.
I love the history of the game.
You know what you have to do too? You have to call up, if you're looking for information, you have to call up the Hall of Fame. And they're willing to, if they have information on it, send you information. And for that J.T. Myers, it took me 10 years to find out about it. In 3 days, I had all the information that I got. It's up on a counter there. And it's just unbelievable what you can show. I don't know if you was ever there. You ever?
I haven't been. That is one of the. That's the number one.
You got to go. Take a week, take a month. But when you walk into that place, especially now, when I went, they didn't have it. But now they have the phones that when you come to each section, you can talk about the trophies, the players, and stuff like that. And I went, geez, that must be 45th now. I'm here 40 years, 60, 70 years ago. I went, but you got to make it your priority. That and the Alamo.
I have been to the Alamo. We just went last year.
That's where you want to go. That's where I want to go. But you got to go to the Hall. If you're a baseball guy, you just got to go to the Hall of Fame. Got to go. It's magnificent. It's one of the best places. One of the best places to visit. You know, especially for kids. You know, but I hope I did a little service for you.
Oh, you did great. This was so much fun. I mean, just talking to you, hearing your stories.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I know you'll do very well. You talking to your kids, you talking to your friends, and getting them involved into collecting. You know, and when we moved down here in '83, my friend down a block from me wanted me to start his son into collecting. So we would buy from '83 to '90 all the baseball stars that were coming out, and we would buy McGriff, Bonds, all the big stars, and we'd buy maybe 10, 20 cards, hoping that maybe one of these guys might make it. And at the time, the only one that I think didn't make it was Damian Berry. I must have had 100 of his.
And that happens sometimes.
But yeah, it's a gamble. But it's you're having fun.
Right.
That's what
The hobby is one of the most fun things to do.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
Really
thank you,
appreciate it.
man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And
It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I saved my father's pictures.
so am I. That was so great to look
You
for.
don't know I don't know how long it took me and my wife to find these pictures. And the last thing we looked at this morning,
There's a handful of stuff in here generic.
this was on the top.
Sort of stuff that would sit around.
Couldn't believe how it got there. Couldn't believe it, and it was in that. I have a plastic, box that I keep these uniforms in. This was on the top.
That's awesome. It was meant to be.
Hey,
But I really appreciate you coming on and talking with me.
I am glad you enjoyed it. I hope I helped you out a little bit. You know, this is my life. You know, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to be 86, July 17th. So,
Well, happy early birthday.
yeah, thank you. But I'm glad. If you want to know anything else, let me know.
I guess one more thing I would like to hear about was what your experience was like playing with Sandy in Little League and playing with Tori.
Oh, he was outrageously fast. He was so fast. Nobody wanted a bat against him. He was wild. He didn't come up to the when he came up to the Dodgers. He was still a little wild. But I'm trying to think of the catcher that straightened him out. I don't. It wasn't Campanella, but it was before Campanella. And straightened him. Once they straightened him out, forget about it. I mean, you're sitting back at home plate and watch him throw a curveball. It looked like it was 3 feet over your head, and the ball was dead center of the home plate. That's how fast he was. I mean, and if he didn't hurt himself, God knows how many more no-hitters.
Right.
He was him like Nolan Ryan.
Yes.
Forget about it. I'm just. They don't make them like that anymore. You know, they're just one of a kind. You know, like Babe Ruth.
In the next few days, there's probably
Judd hit another home run last night. Unbelievable.
He's getting there.
Makes you enjoy the game more.
It really does.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
And you wonder, what are they looking at? What are they looking for? You know? You're the guy you gotta go take care of.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on.
Anytime you need me, just give me a call and I'll come up.
All right, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
talking.
pleasure. Did you see these cards?
Yeah, that's Lou Gehrig's my dad's favorite play. The Jackie is, of course, the Grail card.
Give them to me. Give them to me. A lady gave them to me. She says, here, you want them? Take them. And she gave me a bunch of old baseball cards that he's got, that he's going through and stuff like that. But like I said, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Never looked at the back of a card. Never had a card signed. And I'm talking about all the cards that I got, maybe 10. If I bought them signed, that's how they came. But never went up to a ball player and say, hey, would you sign this for me? Would you sign it? It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have that many cards and never have them signed, or never look at the back of the card. 1983, when I moved to Florida, with this young boy that wanted me to help him collect, he got me to collect the back of the cards. He says, what do you look for? So I says, I look at the front of the card. He said, you look at the back? Never look at the back of the card.
Wow. Wow.
But that's
So awesome.
that's part of the game, I guess. You know.
It is. So thank you so much.
Anything you need, man, let me know. If I got it, you got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
All right, everybody. Now, before we end this off, I just want to give a huge thank you to Bob for taking time out of his day to hop on my podcast. He had some incredible stories and has an amazing collection and is just so much fun to talk to and listen to. And hopefully we can get him back on the podcast, and we can talk some more. And hopefully there'll be better audio conditions. Unfortunately, it did get pretty loud, but it was so much fun to do. And I also really appreciate all of you guys for all the support and for watching my In the Dugout with Liam videos. I will for sure bring In the Dugout with Liam back again for a season 2, but I have so many ideas for it and not enough time to put it all together. So I'm going to be taking a little break from it, but we will come back with a season 2.
For watching. And make sure you smash that thumbs up button right there.
Don't forget to subscribe.
For the next time.